Alright everybody, this is Signorina with Rhythms of Change. I've got a very special guest here today, Jammz, the one and only. Jammz, you want to come join us? Say hi, say hi to the people.
Hello.
Hi, Jammz. I'm so glad you're here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
The song that's playing right now is actually a fresh release.
Out today, literally 12 hours ago,
12 hours ago, Uptown. Enjoy this one, and then we'll tell you a little bit more about what to expect today.
Yo, when it's late, Uptown's your place. You might see my face as long as it ain't bait. Come a long way from days in the estate, but it's different now, that's why we celebrate. Normally I don't like to rave, but from time to time I gotta leave the cave. I'm in the dance one by the deep side, a glass of pineapple and one bottle of Rays. I'm floating, I've been on cloud 9 for days. I'm on my own thing, just give me some space. Can't hear nothing, I'm blocked out the noise. Talk all you want, my brother, I ain't phased. Don't chat about no rat race, you're just killing the vibe, there's a time and a place. And if you ain't on what I'm on, that's cool, but right now we got town. Man can't see me again, I'm uptown. If you wanna link me, I'm uptown. We're going from the block to the top. No, we can't stop, so if you need me, I'm uptown. Man can't see me again, I'm uptown. If you wanna link me, I'm uptown. Man go hard in the week, so on the weekend, if you wanna see me, I'm uptown. What? If you wanna see me, I'm uptown. Meanwhile, uptown, the DJ. Uptown, so far up right now I can't come down. I'm active soon as the sun's down, and if you ain't with it then you can't come round. These sound boys won't last one round. They should've known they can't keep us down. And if you never knew Big Ray Dan and the ODF got the #1 sound and Siley, the link up too crazy, it's wily. When they hear this in the dance it gets lively. Jammz and ODF, forget all the BS cause you know they rate this one highly. The link up too crazy, it's wily. When they hear this in the dance it gets lively. Jammz and ODF, forget all the BS cause you know they rate this one highly. Man can't see me again, I'm uptown. If you wanna link me, I'm uptown. We're going from the block to the top. No, we can't stop, so if you need me, I'm uptown. Man can't see me again, I'm uptown. If you wanna link me, I'm uptown. Man go hard in the week, so on the weekends, if you wanna see me, I'm uptown. Where am I? If you wanna see me, I'm uptown. Uptown. Meanwhile, uptown. If you wanna see me, I'm uptown. No remorse, more. Jammz and ODF, forget all the BS cause you know they rate this one highly. Man go hard in the week, so on the weekends if you wanna see me, I'm uptown. If you wanna see me, I'm uptown. If you wanna see me, I'm uptown.
Alright guys, that's Uptown. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this one?
So this is probably one of the quicker songs I've ever made. Big up ODF, him and Sam sent me a message at the beginning of the year. So we were trying to line up the studio session for months and months and months. Finally got it in about 3.5 weeks ago, and the session happened in about an hour. Wow. And yeah, it's out now.
Amazing. Well, I love it. I love it's perfect for the dance floor as well. I can definitely see myself playing this out in the club, so I'm really excited.
Exactly, and they're giving you the extended outro as well, which is perfect.
It's perfect for looping. You know what the DJs want. So Jammz, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are? For everyone who follows Rhythms of Change, you will have seen a slight introductory post, but why don't we hear it from Jammz himself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're here
Cool.
for.
So I'm Jammz, Grime MC, producer, amongst many other things. I run a label called I Am Grime. Been running it for 10 years this year. What else do? I do so many things. I run a program called Run the Track at Earth Hackney, which is a program for emerging artists aged 16 to 25, where I basically take everything that's taken me 10 years to learn and I condense it into 4 months of intense learning and doing. Aside from that, brand consultant, creative director, I just get stuff done.
Multi-hyphenate,
Yeah.
we love to see it. I mean, so Jammz and I actually met at the most recent Run the Track fundraiser, which was a great success. Shout out again for having me. It's a beautiful community, and I think it really is sort of the perfect exemplification of what Jammz wants to achieve in this industry, which is essentially to provide exactly the skills and the resources that the young generation may not have. And it's in cooperation with Earth Hackney, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So we had a nice fundraiser a couple of weeks ago, and there's a new Run the Track group, or
so we've got a new cohort. We're 2 weeks into it, so we're just starting a collaborative album now, which is going well. So they will have a show which will be in the first week of March 2026, so they're just gearing up for that at the moment.
Fire. Okay, well, without further ado, I'm gonna let this song finish, and then we're gonna mix in a few more tracks, and we're actually also gonna have a live performance from Jammz today. I'm really excited about that. See you guys soon. Don't leave yet.
If you wanna see me, I'm uptown. If you wanna see me, I'm uptown.
Club. This one bring out the thugs. Be a bad girl where we love. Be a bad girl where we love. Bad inna the rave and club. This one bring out the thugs. Be a bad girl where we love. Champions today, isn't it? This bad one. This bad. This bad one. Bumbo well burn up. This bad one. This bad. This bad one. Bumbo well burn up. How them fi mention war them? Just a report and a talk about war. With the pan the Gaza, our walk in a walk. Boom boom boom, boy brain left on the top. A beat turn up, the sun fall. Rifle dead on fence and hard wall. Leave hole in a wall big like football. When the war start, we no shoot over wall. Baseline fling off your head like frisbee. Frisbee. But this not fit them, but it fit me. So me done off the whole of them swiftly. Base fling off your head like frisbee. Frisbee. But this not fit them, but it fit me. So me done off the whole of them swiftly. It's bad one. It's bad one. It's bad one. It's bad one. Bad inna the rave and club. This one bring out the tubs. Be a bad girl where we love. Be a bad girl where we love. Bad inna the rave and club. This one bring out the tubs. Be a bad girl where we love. Be a bad girl where we love.
With highs and goodbyes, so I don't usually try. I always do what I want and I like. Since way back then, since pedal bikes. Are you men or mice? I ain't that chick, no I'm not Ice Spice. My next set sold out on dice. I'm tech deck where I flip my life. I'm the same age as Declan Rice, but I need the same wage as Declan Rice. I'm soul food like veg and rice. The old news, they're dead and dry. You ain't never been that guy, so I understand why you beg and lie. Roman Empire where I'm on man's mind. It's about time that I get my shine. Sick of the chatter, you got buzz man's big and badder. I'm old school like ragga. I'm on pee or I'm pissed like bladder. Sick of the chatter, you got buzz man's big and badder. I'm all love like Cladder. Gordon, you like Shabba. Sick of the chatter, you got buzz man's big and badder. I'm old school like ragga. I'm on pee or I'm pissed like bladder. Sick of the chatter, you got buzz man's big and badder. I'm all love like Cladder. Gordon, you like Shabba. Sick of the chatter. Gordon, you like Shabba. Sick of the chatter, you got buzz man's big and badder. I'm old school like ragga. I'm on pee or I'm pissed like bladder. Sick of the chatter, you got buzz man's big and badder. I'm all love like Cladder. Gordon, you like Shabba. Sick of the chatter, you got buzz man's big and badder. I'm old school like ragga. I'm on pee or I'm pissed like bladder. Sick of the chatter, you got buzz man's big and badder. I'm all love like Cladder. Gordon, you like Shabba.
Too slow, virgin. Yeah, seeing. When you don't have me, same day. Tune for tune. Yeah, I see it. When you don't admit them,
Jammz original Facts of Life. Facts of Life featuring Shemzy. Featuring Shemzy.
Will we know the facts of life?
Black man can't fool again, my lord. You can't stop the progress, you can try hard, but the truth is old habits still die hard. It's not every day cop a nice car, and the chain got to switch it up time to buy yards and land. It's worth a lot more by far. And when you get peas, better invest. And you're gonna stunt when your mum's in the same ends when you run it. Don't use your head trying to break necks. So you in the dance and your rent ain't paid yet. That's mad, somebody make it make sense. We ain't here for long, can't waste time. That's mad cause it ain't black and it ain't white. It's shades of grey full of ladders and snake bites. Can't tell the man them a like crime if you don't know what it's like trying to get by and you're being oppressed cause you're poor at the same time. You can hate man for my skin tight, but I won't stop, still carrying, I still fight. I use the fuel till I lift off and take flight. The takeover's in effect, we soon rise. We're pending for a millennium, I can't lie. When it does come, disrespect it and don't hide.
As we find our place in life, do we thrive or just survive? So caught up with what's inside that we're heedless to their cries. Can we read the signs and times that they left behind inscribed? Same way they keep us confined. Will we know the facts of life? Will we know the facts of life? I see. Will we know the facts of life? Will we know the facts of life? Will we know the facts of life?
Man, a kosher, heat in my holster. Left to right, I got bolster. Trust you, I blend with emotion. Style been evolving, hybrid like what I'm smoking. Fire I'm stoking, jump on the Emily beat and it goes in. Broke right now, but I'm trying to get cash like a soap. Season it up, I'm salting, bringing that flavor. Draw more tracks for my ravers. Old school gamer, come like Sega, and I got more stock than a bodega. Do it to the max like Ava, I'm a stargazer. Know that I grind for the paper. Heavyweight blazer, hot like Sadie. I might find me right by the equator. See the way that I roll. See the way that I roll. See the way that I roll like a boulder. Trust man, I flow more cold than a shoulder. Go till it's over, and it's only just started. In the dance floor get clotted. That's hard shit, man, I talk it. See the way that I roll like a forklift. What's all this then, what's all that? No man can't come around here talk smack roll. See the way that I roll like a boulder. Trust man, I flow more cold than a shoulder. Go till it's over, and it's only just started. In the dance floor get clotted. That's hard shit, man, I talk it. See the way that I roll like a forklift. What's all this then, what's all that? Man can't come around here talk chat, yeah. got neighbours, ears to the wall, asking what that racket is. That's loud like packs beat, asking me cues like what might that be? What's all this then, what's going on? Been busy as fuck, got a lot going on. Little bit going wrong, but that's just life, yo. Nice one day, then the next I'm psycho. Balancing that, just walking a tightrope. Pick up the pace, I'm injecting a nitro. See the way that I roll.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening so far. We've now got a very special next track. It's actually going to be a live track by Jammz himself. I'm going to press play, and I'm really excited to have you guys hear this. This one's called It Takes a Village. It's Jammz featuring Elijah.
Shout out Elijah. Make sure you go and pre-order the special yellow square edition Pioneer, Alpha Theta. Look, the word of the tens was culture, but in this decade the word is community still. Togetherness wins. There's way too many things that the lack of community kills. Yeah, we're good on our own, but together we're strong. We need more community skills. We need to link up more. Each one teach one so the community builds. Asking for help is hard. A lot of us struggled and nearly died on that hill. And if you relate, you got a duty to make sure this thing nobody else feels. Artists need communities because without people, then you're just gonna stand still. And if you don't help others, who's gonna help you? Now you have to swallow that pill. Being alone is calm, but when you're together, then it ain't that hard to go far. If you ain't got like-minded people around you, then it's gonna make it hard. I know protecting your energy is key, but it's tiring when you're always on guard. How you gonna build these relationships with people if you can't give them a chance? One-dimensional views of what friendship means only serves to keep us apart. You can't connect with people if you always keep them at the length of an arm. And it's never too late to build new communities, going to sleep in the dark. And it's never too late to build new connections. All you gotta do is just start. If you wanna see this thing of ours grow, you gotta start sharing the resource too. If you got something somebody needs, borrow them that if it ain't being used. I ain't saying give out your things carelessly, my G, don't get confused. But the thing that's sitting in your loft at home might help somebody else get through. When I say share the resource, it ain't only things, it means information too. Sharing the gems don't cost you a thing, plus other people wanna learn from you. Link with your brethren, trade ideas, and in return you'll see alternate views. Peer-to-peer feedback's priceless when you got an idea that you're trying to improve. Shout out Elijah, this one is out now. It's called It Takes a Village. G-Shot Radio.
Ooh, wow, that was crazy. Jeez. All right, Jammz, you're gonna have to tell us a little bit about this one. What inspired you to write it? Yeah, give us a little background.
It was more like who. So when Elijah sent me the brief for this song, he literally just sent me a bunch of tweets and he was like, "Hey, inspiration." I was like, okay. But no, he'd been tweeting like a lot of threads, kind of going down the exploring what community and what that means. And I kind of just took his thoughts and contextualized them in my own way. But this is probably one of my favorite songs on the project, probably top two. This and the other one which I performed today, which is called Too Much. Yeah.
I really love that. And actually it brings me on to my next question, which is kind of larger influences in terms of musical influences. So I know that you've been doing music for a very long time.
Yes.
And there's a few interviews out there that kind of speak about your first interaction with grime. But I want to go a little further. So sort of in childhood as a kid, what was your main influence there?
As a kid, it was probably just like, this was like the dawn of like box and MTV bass. I remember when like my granddad first got cable in our household, and it was just, I was watching like, it was loads of pop music videos. MTV was popular, so probably like B.I.G., Mace, that whole hip hop era, like early Nas,
old school,
early Black Eyed Peas, Pete Rock, CL Smooth, Tribe Called Quest, Jay Dilla, these kind of things.
The blueprint. So I actually noticed that in your most recent album, although actually it was released last year now, but it still feels very recent to me. A lot of the instrumental, so I know obviously your first intro song, the instrumental was like quite old school, isn't it? So I could kind of hear that in your tracks as well. So at what point in your life did you kind of realize that music was more than just a joy and a passion? At what point did you decide, this is for real?
2014 maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 2014. Like I've been doing music. I've been making music since I was like maybe 12, 13 years old.
Okay.
My dad is a musician, so music was always in the household.
What kind of a musician is your dad?
He's a bass player.
Oh, amazing.
So
Okay.
he's played with loads of bands. He's taken me on tour. He's been on tour with Jules Holland. He's been a session musician for guys like Incognito.
Amazing.
So I've always been around like live instrumentation, and then my mum is a music collector, so she has loads of vinyls. And then I come from a Jamaican household, so there's a whole like sound system culture that is always going to be an influence. But my plan in life was never to be a musician or to make music. What I wanted to do was to be a graphic designer and like go into that industry. Worked with a lot of cool people. I've worked in agencies, and pirate radio was just something I fell into, because by the time I was like of age to do music, that era of radio was considered dead. So I was just doing it because I was having fun doing it, and then it kind of just took off. I remember I was working a full-time job at this point, and then I got invited to do a boiler room at the ICA, and there's a moment on the camera, I'm like, everybody's singing our lyrics with us. I'm like, okay, I didn't know people still listen to radio, people know us. So I was like, that was the first time I thought maybe I could kind of take this seriously. And I think 2 years later, 2017, I actually quit my job to pursue music full-time.
How would you describe the feeling when you decided, yeah, I'm ready to quit my job? Like, was it a
relief.
Feeling of relief? Yeah.
It was relief. I was getting booked for like, at least I was doing like 6 shows a month at one point, and it was just, I'd use up all my annual leave.
Yeah.
I was lying to take the holiday. And
sick
then
leave, sick days.
My body just couldn't handle it. I physically couldn't do it anymore. I just remember I got a really bad flu once, and I was like, I'm not giving myself no time to rest. I'm going to work for 9 a.m. I'm literally bringing my clothes to work, changing after work, doing whatever I'm doing in regards to music. I'm not getting home until 3. Then I'm getting like 4 hours sleep, and I'm doing it all again like for months. I'm addicted to coffee at this point, and I don't drink coffee.
Ooh, okay.
I was like, okay, something has to give. And then I think I got booked for an where did I go? I think it was Australia. I got an Australia tour, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna come out and tell them the truth. Okay. No, I'm gonna stop hiding it. And I was like, okay, let's just take a risk in it.
Love that. And actually that brings me on to my next question, which is about where you grew up, Hackney. You speak quite a bit, you've spoken in interviews, but it's also in your music you speak about, obviously, Hackney, how it's changed, your kind of perception of how it's changed. So could you tell us a little bit about how you perceive Hackney to have changed and how that's kind of impacted you as a person as well?
Hackney's gone through a lot of changes, some good, some bad. A lot of the changes are influenced by people who probably didn't live there 20 years ago when I grew up there. Which is my main contention, because it's for the residents now and not the residents who remain. But I still love it. It's a place that's close to my heart. Every time I come home from somewhere, something is different, so I just have to get used to it. But it's definitely the influence. Like, all of my first things that I wrote about happened in that place, so it's a place that's definitely like going to be close to my heart, and I care a lot about it.
And that's also where obviously Run the Track is running out of with Earth.
Yeah.
Was that one of the reasons why you decided to kind of do it there? And
do you know what, this is a crazy story, right? So the whole thing with Run the Track, how that came about, was in that first year after quitting that job, I used to work as an assistant designer for an agency called Rosie Lee, which is based in Hackney. I met the CEO, Mark, and Russell. I met them at Run Them Crew, which also is in Hackney. And years down the line, I kind of kept that working relationship with them. And one day they contacted me and said, look, we see you're doing some cool stuff. Come up with an idea and we're down to support it. So we went back and forth, and Run the Track was born. And the actual first iteration of it was done in Hackney Empire. We done 2 pilots, COVID hit, we had 2 years off, and now it's grown into this thing in Earth, which is perfect, because I would rather be doing this kind of work where I know is going to make a difference. Yeah. Which is like in my immediate area. So yeah, it's a beautiful story. Like the Run Them Crew, Run the Track, everything is like linked.
Yeah. And so I suppose my main question is sort of, what's your main goal? I know what the project is for, and again, I think it's beautiful. So many young people come through, and there's so much talent there. But what would you say is kind of the main thing that you're trying to give to the young people coming through the program?
If I could put it into one word, transparency.
Okay.
I think a lot of people get into the music industry thinking it's one thing, and then get traumatized when they realize that it's not. So I think my program is a way of saying, this is what it is, this is what it's not, but here's a safe space where you can like make some mistakes, learn a few things, and then take it out into the real world, so it's not a shock. something I wish like I had when I was getting into the industry. Like I've made so many mistakes. I've been traumatized a lot of times by a lot of things. It's like, it doesn't have to be this way. And I think just in terms of access and barriers to entry, like it's very hard to get into music if you don't have access, whether that's financial, space, opportunities, whatever. So I just wanted to have a space where people can come and build a community and help each other. So it's not just about me. This thing is going to live on whether I'm a part of it or not.
I love that. We're going to have one more song, and then we're going to have another live performance from Jammz.
Let's do it.
And then we're going to have a few more questions after. So stay tuned.
Well then.
All right, guys, up next we have another live performance from Jammz. This is the No Remorse intro. Really excited about this one, and we're also going to speak about it after. So, yeah, listen to this one, and then we'll answer some questions after.
Let's do it. This one's taken off my album No Remorse. It's out now. Produced by myself. If you know the sample, big up you. Yo. I I've seen different walks in life. That's why I can sit and chat to my rich bro. Same time I can sit and chat to my jiggers in the end, trying to build a new yard of a brick phone. I'm trying to show man there's a world outside of the ends and it's more than big bro. Ain't nothing left in a manor apart for more jail time, CCTV and big bro. And I know about hunger, real life hunger. Been on my face and I've been broke, been tired, and I've been low, but I just did my thing, that's how it goes. Swear some man must think it's a joke when I tell him I started on zero. One box room, no heating, just a whiteboard, never had no AC or windows. Them times I was grinding, all of that meals on a Monday morning for info. Tuesday no money, yeah, I'm in limbo. Wednesday I gotta get it in like Cisco. Bare times Maxine got a rent late, cause we told her we could've remembered the pin code. By the time Thursday come around, I was coming back to the yard with a handful of pink notes grafter. Can't say I don't get it in, that's slander. Little man bear me the insult. Bare years later it's different, and now they want a bread then tell their friends that we're kinfolk. Wait one sec, where you been though? When I was standing out you weren't involved. Didn't wanna know me before, but you're calling me so much now, getting sick of my ringtone. A girl from my past said I should take her out cause she thinks I'm a star like Ringo. I laughed and I said slide, and I'm trying to slide out with ease, no strings like a plimsoll. Say what you want, call me an Egypt. See, it's a big ego, but you can't diss man and then come back around, babes. You must be smoking it in though. Could've had a piece of the pie from the intro. Dip time now you want slice like Kimbo. I done told you, don't come looking for a buyback. Carry on doing your thing though. Not knowing my worth, you're a bit slow. Me not knowing my worth, that's an insult. And FGs, man better go and ask Eddie if you wanna know how long I've been cold. Anybody better than Jammz? I don't think so. I was getting reloads in the school disco. Now I drop tunes and my Spotify numbers rise up, so I gotta pick up my distro. And I soon see money from the label. I told them it's I am Grime, not Calypso. I ain't gonna stop till I got a pen girl in a big yard chilling in Santo Domingo. I've been humble for way too long. When I bust first thing I'm buying is a Vink code, just so I can flex like Cameron and Dipset and change my government name to Flamingo. Revenge is a dilute juice and it's dark and sweet, same time like a Vimto. So if you wanna put on my downfall, cool, I'll pass you the cup, have a drink, bro. And it's no remorse, morse.
Another amazing track by Jammz.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I honestly, I have to say, you don't understand how much I appreciate you doing a live performance. I don't take it for granted at all, and we're really excited to have you.
Thank
here.
you so much.
So this obviously is a track on the No Remorse album, and
yes.
So in some of the interviews that you've done, you've said that No Remorse was about being unapologetically yourself.
Yeah.
And I would like to know what that means to you.
Not shrinking yourself into a box to fit what others' image of you is. I think, which is the process I went through for this album. Like when I hadn't released anything for like 4 years, this album was actually, I finished it in 2018, and because I had an idea of what it was supposed to be and what everyone else wanted it to be, I just didn't put it out for 6 years. And then one day I was like, do you know what, it is what it is. It's an amazing album. I'm just gonna let it out. It is
an amazing album. So what is it, where was that gap between what you think people wanted to hear from you versus what you were providing at that stage?
People wanted me to, I feel like there was a big pressure at the time, because at the time when I started making this, I still had management, and there was a big pressure, like you need to do singles for the club. And I didn't want to do that. I'm not a singles person. I like to make bodies of work. And I like to think about like the narrative of an album rather than, I'm just going to make this tune for the club and then a month later, let's do another one. That's not me. It works for some people and like power to them. But for me, I always appreciated bodies of work. Like I like albums.
I actually have a specific questions about the single versus album discussion. I kind of went deep on a Reddit thread that you did like a year ago.
Oh, what, the AMA?
Yeah, the AMA. And there was this discussion that there was a comment that you actually made, which was about how some artists prefer to do albums and some prefer to do singles. And it's actually really interesting what you're saying about, obviously, when you're managed, sometimes you're being pushed to do certain things. So do you feel like there's almost like, like as an artist, you sometimes do feel pushed or pulled towards making, quick tracks so that they can be sort of...
Not by any specific person, because like, to be fair, even when I had a manager, like he was like, do what you want to do, but I just think for this period,
or as in the industry generally,
there's definitely a pressure to like how to release tunes, where to release them. Should I do Spotify first or radio first? And it's like, bro, at the end of the day, if you're not happy, what's the point of any of it? Do you get what I mean? Like I got to a point where I was playing that whole Spotify game. I'm going to release on Spotify, do this. And I was like, I'm not really happy with it. I'm making decisions based on what the perceived outcome is. I'm not actually having fun in the studio anymore. So I had a period of like 2 years where I was like, I'm really not enjoying music anymore. And I was like, what's the point? And then I was making this album in the background and I was really enjoying this stuff, but I just didn't feel like it would fit into what was happening at the time. And then it's weird, like when it came out, people were like, oh, this album is so good. And I was like, okay, that shows like you don't need other people to validate you. Your first instinct is always correct.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's interesting as well, because obviously you've released quite a few things, but sort of between particularly your Warrior work and No Remorse, there's been such a gap, obviously, in time. But also a lot has changed in the industry, like the world in general, but also grime.
Yes.
So obviously you being sort of in it, obviously I think you said since 2014, like properly, but probably even before then. What would you say is, how have you seen a biggest shift sort of for you as an artist, but also like, for the world generally, how it perceives grime and how you exist in that space?
I think the perception of grime has definitely changed. Now it's definitely a buzzword. Again, this is like the second time it's gone through being a buzzword. But
when was the first time?
2000 and probably 15, 10 years ago, literally 10 years ago, when you had the whole rise of Stormzy.
Yeah, okay.
That whole period, like when Skepta dropped Konnichiwa, it definitely became a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
And I think we're about to see another moment like that, but in a new way. I think there's definitely been a shift more from corporations back to doing things independently, which is good. And that's just across the industry in general. I think people are realizing the power is within them. You don't have to jump through hoops if you don't want to. I'm not saying working with labels and big corporations is a bad thing. It's just about whether it's right for you and not having to feel a pressure to do so if it's not what you want.
And how has your music writing changed, if you had to say, from like, let's say from when you wrote Warrior versus No Remorse? Or has it just stayed pretty much?
Definitely less angry.
Okay.
Or just angry about different things actually.
Okay.
Obviously, as you get older, the writing matures. Some things I've probably said in 2015 I might not even necessarily subscribe to anymore. Things change, innit? And I just think but I like having that honesty in my music, so I can listen. My thing about albums is that I like making albums, because if I listen to an album, I can have a snapshot of where you are or where you were in life. So for me, it's like I might get to a certain age and I want to go back to a certain time or place. I'll listen to this piece of work and it will bring me back.
Yeah, I agree with that. And just to go back to actually what you were just saying about obviously how grime has become a buzzword and how it's kind of going in and out of style. Obviously, one of the things that people often talk about with music is actually that when it's not in the spotlight, it can also benefit obviously the craft and the genre. So I would like to know your view on like how music can benefit from essentially having a break from sort of the spotlight and the commercialization of the genre, essentially.
Things can't incubate in the spotlight, so if something's in the spotlight for too long, it's kind of almost at risk of dying, because people don't want to take risks when everyone's watching. I think people want to take creative risks and do experiments like behind closed doors, and it's how do I explain it? You leave something in the spotlight for too long, it just begins to become the same, because people keep repeating the same formula because they know it works. There's no creative freedom.
Tried and tested method, basically.
Especially like if you're talking about MCs, I don't feel like there's any safe spaces for MCs to try new lyrics anymore. Like that used to be the radio, but now there's a camera everywhere. There's a camera here.
Yeah, there's a camera right
like
here.
Cameras change the way people behave, like on radio, in dances, in raves. Like it just changes the dynamic of everything. So I think the blessing of having somewhere to incubate a sound or a movement is very special in today's age.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to play one more track, and then we may actually have Jammz play a few of his own. We're going to have one more live performance. I'm going to ask one more question, and then Jammz is actually going to do some mixing himself. So.
Huh. You call that Sagger and Steez, yeah, you got it, but not like me, trust. Different caliber tees, I rock that, but bishop with the G's. And now I got a photo shoot in the East. I'm doing up Ivan's phone, he ain't got a look, man, these shots are clean. This life is a boxing match, yeah, but you adapt to the jab to speed. And this music thing is a ring, so I gotta make hits and I pop and I weave, yeah. Righteous man indeed, you're dodging the enemy schemes. Got you the game like a training camp, wanna stay up the ranks, you need a regime. Lively. I heard those beats, they don't sound like me. Heard the flows, they don't sound like me. Just cause you do one skippy flow, those things bliss type beats don't sound like me. This is more than some basic training. I've been through valleys and mountain peaks, been to dojos and unknown stations, learnt the game, I impact this scene. What does he mean? He's feeding the streets of some top cuisine, but this ain't no trap for the sound of your fiends. I mean, flow state building multiple streams, so what degree? Well, I drop, they take me. We've got to be onto something, you speak. And Oxford Street 100 Club, the whole team, that's a sold out show with a left field team.
You call that swagger man class, just cause you got a tracksuit and bars. Shed a different level, quick fast. Course I can with one mic, no nars. Hey, Shelly and man's breezing past. What you saying, man's bolting. Paper comes up the problems I'm solving. Like origami, them man are folding. You gotta walk through when the door is open, and you find space, quick break, feel folding. You know when the gatekeep man's chosen. Certain man see walls and barriers I won't get through, I would, man's chosen. Gotta take steps, stop wishing and hoping. Plans on track, we adapt, I'm evolving. Can't fix what's not broken. You call that swaggerman's tease? Yeah, you got it, but not like me. Different kind of what tease. I rock that when I'm on a mission with the cheese. And now I got a photo shooting east. I'm doing up Ivan Tony. Ain't got a look, man. These shots are clean. This life is a boxing match. Yeah, we get up to the jab to speed. This music thing is a ring, so I gotta make kicks and I bomb, and I weave. Yeah, righteous man indeed. You're dodging the enemy schemes. Gotta shoot the game like a training camp. Wanna stay up the ranks, you need a regime. Lively. You're dodging the enemy schemes. Gotta shoot the game like a training camp. Wanna stay up the ranks, you need a regime. Lively. You're dodging the enemy schemes. Gotta shoot the game like a training camp. Wanna stay up the ranks, you need a regime. Lively. You're dodging the enemy schemes. Gotta shoot the game like a training camp. Wanna stay up the ranks, you need a regime. Lively. You're dodging the enemy schemes. Gotta shoot the game like a training camp. Wanna stay up the ranks, you need a regime. Lively. You're dodging the enemy schemes. Gotta shoot the game like a training camp. Wanna stay up the ranks, you need a regime. Lively. You're dodging the enemy schemes. Gotta shoot the game like a training camp. Wanna stay up the ranks, you need a regime.
To my Red Bull. To my Red Bull. To my Red Bull.
De só não me passa a visão. Baile de ladrão.
Então machuca, machuca, machuca com vontade. Então machuca, machuca, machuca com vontade. Pode, 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 pode. Taca, tuca, 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 tuca,
out to DJ Unknown. This track just released yesterday. New Batida Heat. See you later at Full Circle at the lower third. This is another Jammz original, Maggie and Caipirinha. got one more question for Jammz before we get out of here, which is what change do you think music, and more specifically grime music, can make in the world?
There's so much, so I'm going to try and keep it condensed as possible. Specifically for grime, grime is very much a genre that empowers like doing things for yourself and building with each other and building with communities. On a wider scale, music has the power to change people's perspectives in specific moments. I've seen it time and time again on the dance floor. I've seen it in discords. Like, it just has the power to remove you from yourself and to look at a subject or a thing from a distance and to actually like think about it differently. And I think music can definitely change the world in that way. And
we're gonna get kicked out, but how do you think music can do that differently than other forms of expression?
Making music is such a collaborative process. It's one thing making music by yourself, and it's almost like making music is actually not the most important thing. It's just the thing that brings you together. Everything else that happens after that is powerful.
I love that. I think that's the perfect way to end the show. Jammz, thank you so much for coming on the G-Shock London radio station today.
Shouts to Nav.
Shout out to Nav always. Can we get Nav and screen for a second? We actually realized that we both, well, obviously you met, really quickly, tell me when you guys met, because I'm interested in that.
I actually can't remember. I've known Nav for a while now. We've met so many different times in so many different places. But we met through a mutual friend called Charlie Dark. Who's a very important person in my life anyway.
In a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, for real. So shout out to Charlie Dark.
Every time.
All right. Well, thank you, Nav, for creating this space. No, you're not. You can't leave yet. Thank you for creating this space for artists to be 100% themselves and pushing artists to be able to do that. We really appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you, Nav. Thank you, G-Shock.
Yo, you're listening to G-Shock Radio. North London, South London, East London, West London. You're jamming with G-Shock Radio.